Hey everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of like a re-upload for everyone to kind of help a few more people out. So the premise of this video again is to answer a bunch of the questions I have on my original video, which is here, how to fix the Beats Wireless not turning on problem, which I pretty much solved according to the views, comments, and I guess rating. So I guess quick history of why I put this video up is I bought these headphones knowing that they were being sold as is because they weren't turning on, and I figured I could fix these either by soldering something if it was hardware, or I didn't even really consider software, but I figured I'd be able to fix them. So anyway, it took me like I don't know, a couple maybe an hour, 2 hours maybe, of browsing the internet, reading what other people had to say about their broken ones, and then finally coming across something that did work. So I tested it myself, of course, because these weren't working, and I decided to make the video immediately to help everyone, and the feedback has been amazing. So I'm deciding to do this now in better resolution, more explanatory, and also because the New Year's arriving, and I figured there's going to be a bunch of these out as Christmas gifts, and some of these might fail. So before we get into this, what you're going to need is a USB cable. It doesn't have to be the one that came with your headphones, although I do recommend that. Mine's just in the box and I kind of put it away. So I'm using one from one of my other phones. So again, and before I put these in, one of the main issues is, people are saying, when you plug them in, it stays red and then doesn't actually go green, in which case that could be either a short or it could be a bad battery that's actually not retaining a charge. In that case, you kind of have to crack these open, order a new battery with the same specs on it, and kind of solder it in. But I warn you, on the inside of these things, like, the wires are extremely thin, and it can be pretty dangerous. So that aside, another issue is, when I connect them, instead of turning green when they're fully charged, it turns blue, which means that Bluetooth is enabling due to a short. For that, again, it could be simple as crossed wires, which means you could try to open them up and fix it yourself, or just return them. If you have the receipt and they were a gift and you've got them relatively recently, I think it's a year, or if you have like an extended warranty, return them. It's going to save you a lot of headache instead of ripping them open and dabbling in something you may not be too certain about. So, assuming that neither of those are your problems, go ahead and plug them in. And I'm going to do this just to show you like what color the actual light should be, because I get a lot of questions saying, you know, like, mine's yellow or it's this kind of funny color. And forgive me for this, because I'm going to have to prop my phone up and do this with one hand. So, when plugged in, it should be red. And I'll try to focus a little bit more to get rid of like kind of the glare. But I guess it's kind of hard to tell, but this is red. It's going to look kind of bright on the phone. Maybe I can block it a bit. That's what it should look like. It's red. People are saying there's this yellow, there's this orange. The only reason I can think it may be yellow is if there's another short, so the red is kind of engaging with the green light as well, giving it kind of like a lighter color. Again, can be a short. If you've accidentally like dropped them or something funny, people are saying that it's like another color, like an orange. Maybe they're, you know, my view of this red may be different than someone else's. Quite possible. However, I've been asking several people on my page, like, if they have purchased these new or where they bought them. One issue could be that, and I've come across this before, if you purchase a counterfeit device, a lot of times the quality isn't the same, and instead of having like a blue LED, a red LED, and a green LED, they put like two of them in, or just one to show off and on. And in that case, that could be a simple yellow LED, so that could be the case as well. But if you have, you know, if you are sure that you've purchased them legitimately from like an authorized reseller, then it's most likely hardware failure. In that case, of course, you can open them up, which would be on this side. This is kind of like the logic board side. Tricky to get them out. I don't recommend it. Like, it's not for the faint of heart. I only did it because I had to, and I spent $70, not like $350 on them. So again, If they're under warranty, return them. So, assuming all goes well, you have now plugged them in, and we're going to go ahead and assume that this red light here has now turned green. And what that means is it is now fully charged. Now, when I did this process originally the first time, I didn't do it while plugged in. However, some people are saying it didn't work unless it was plugged in, which means there's, like, I guess, different variations for the device. And that could be because they changed providers for, like, circuitry on the board, so they could have got, like, some resistors from, you know, like Samsung or wherever. They changed, like, the board altogether. Could be different logic boards, so it's a slightly different variation to the setting. But overall, it's very similar. So let's go ahead and leave it plugged in. Now what you're going to do is, again, assuming this is green, on this side is where everything happens. So in mine originally, I stated that in order for myself to have this fully reset so it would actually power on, I was to hold the power button here, and I held volume down, I believe. And let me just double check, because again, I have people on my page saying that volume down didn't work, but volume up did. Oh, and I'm sorry, I was wrong. It's I did hold originally volume plus. So volume up here and power. I held those two simultaneously, well plugged in, and then I counted out loud for 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes. I know that sounds absurd, but that's the feedback for what I did, and I'd say that's pretty accurate, and probably 99% of the comments are saying thank you, it did work. So what you're going to do is hold these two buttons, for this one anyway, hold these for 120 seconds, count out loud, it's best, do it in a quiet room so you're not confused by like outgoing noises, or if you do something you let go and you have to start over. 120 seconds. Once you've counted 120 seconds, go ahead, while still being plugged in, and power on like you normally would. And that's when it should reboot the board, and your headphones should turn on wirelessly, and you shouldn't need to use the auxiliary cable to use them anymore. Different ones say, like, of course, because I didn't do mine while plugged in. I believe that's just because I have like the first ones, could be a different board. Reason being that it needs the constant flow of electricity to help override the board. Another person said recently that it didn't work when they held power and plus, but it worked with power and negative. So again, same process. 120 seconds, and then once that's done, let go, well plugged in, and power on normally. That's all I can think of right now. I hope this helps a few more people. Of course, the video is a little longer. I hope it's going to be more clear. Again, I'm going to put a link to this video in my original video, so you can watch that. If need be, click on this one so things are a little more clear for you, of course, verbally and visually. And I'll get right back to you. This is one of my more popular videos, of course, so I get a couple comments, like, at least 2 a day, and I try to get to them as soon as I get home from school or work. So, feel free to leave me any questions, or, of course, if this worked for you, let me know. Click the like button and leave a comment. And that's all I can say for today. So, thanks, guys, and I hope you learned something.